There are many fascinating species in the world. However, a number of species are going extinct as a result of habitat loss and human activity. Then, efforts are made to find the extinct species. The last members of rediscovered species are currently being studied by scientists and conservationists for strategies to conserve them. Here are a few examples of species that were considered to have vanished only to reappear. Number 10. Pygmy chameleon of Chapman. The 2.2-inch, 5.5-centimeter Chapman's pygmy chameleon, Rhamphalion chapmanorum, which was first discovered in 1992, wasn't spotted in the wild again until 2016. The chameleon was found in the rainforest by scientists from the museums of Malawi and the South African National Biodiversity Institute. An estimated 80% of the Malawi Hills rainforests, home to chameleons, have been destroyed during the past 40 years, primarily for agricultural use. The chameleon is severely threatened, and the isolated residual populations harm genetic diversity. In order to preserve what is left of the chameleon's habitat, the researchers are urging further surveys and monitoring of chameleon populations. Number 9. The black-browed babbler. Watch the first video of the black-browed babbler, an endangered bird in Asia. German naturalist Karl Alm Schwaner only obtained one specimen of the black-browed babbler, Malacossynclopus bassayata, between 1843 and 1848. The specimen is currently on display in the Netherlands at the Naturalis Biodiversity Center. Being lost to science for 170 years makes it the Asian species with the longest known period of disappearance. However, following numerous reports, 2 villages in South Kalimantan, Indonesia, were able to find the rare bird there. Photographs taken during the incident were then sent to ornithologists, who were able to positively identify the bird as a black-breasted babbler. With a short tail and a thick bill, the bird has a hefty appearance. The underparts were grayish with faint white streaks up to the breast and had dark brown underparts with dark brown upper parts. The bird has a distinctive face, with a chestnut brown crown and a thick black eye stripe that runs from the cheekbones to the nape and sides of the neck. Number 8. Crab of Sierra Leone. There haven't been any sightings of this tiny, vibrant crab since 1955. The crab was sought after in Sierra Leone, West Africa, by Pierre Mv Ogo Ndongo, a lecturer and researcher at the University of Douala in Cameroon. 3 weeks passed during the excursion. With the aid of the nearby villagers who helped with the hunt, he found 6 of the Sierra Leone crabs, Afrithelphusa leonensis. The Sierra Leone crabs that were found reside inland, far from water sources, in the holes of the rainforest ground, and they have evolved to breathe air. While female crabs have purple bodies with orange-yellow legs, male Sierra Leone crabs have claws that are pinkish purple and orange. Number 7. Dino-fished coelacanth. The coelacanth, Latimeria, was thought to have died out 65 million years ago along with the dinosaurs. But once it was found in South Africa in 1938, the world became interested by this peculiar lobe-finned fish, which led to a debate regarding how it fits into the evolution of terrestrial creatures. Coelacanth and the related Indonesian coelacanth have a number of morphological characteristics that distinguish them from other species. The coelacanth's pair of lobe fins, which stick out from its body like legs and alternately move in a trotting horse-like beat, are its most distinctive feature. Other distinguishing characteristics include an oil-filled tube called a notochord that serves as a backbone, thick scales found only on extinct fish, and an electrosensory rostral organ in its snout that is likely used to detect prey. The fish also has a hinge joint in its skull that allows it to open its mouth wide for large prey. Number 6. Giant bee of Wallace. The largest bee in the world was found in 1859 by British naturalist Alfred Russel Wallace. It is a huge, black wasp-like insect that is the length of an adult thumb. Megachile Pluto was thought to be extinct until 1981, when Adam Messer, an entomologist, discovered specimens that are currently kept in museums. An international team of environmentalists visited Indonesia in January 2019 and traveled along Wallace's route in an effort to find the bee again, years after the previous sighting. After a challenging voyage, the team was able to photograph a living specimen, giving the species new hope for survival. Number 5. Giant tortoise of Fernandina. Since its last sighting 112 years ago, the Fernandina giant tortoise Chelonoidus fantasticus has been thought to be extinct. 2019 saw the discovery of the female giant tortoise under the direction of Animal Planet host Forest Galante, the Galapagos Conservancy, and the Galapagos National Park Directorate. The Yale University geneticists received a blood sample. The only other tortoise ever found on Fernandina Island was compared to the female tortoise by a team headed by Dr. Gisela Cacone to understand its genetic background. She was given the name, Fernanda, by her discoverers. She is now known to be related to the Chelonoidus fantasticus tortoise species that is native to the island. These findings support the Galapagos Conservancy's scientists' long-held expectations and CBCD. Number 4. Rail Aldabra. The Seychelles Islands Aldabra Islands Atoll, located in the western Indian Ocean, is home to the Aldabra rail Dryolimnus cuvieri aldabranus. The Aldabra rail, a bird without wings, was completely wiped out when their island habitat was flooded. When the sea level fell, the rail was able to adapt once more. Aldabra rail fossils have been discovered that date back 136,000 years, and they have been compared to a specimen that is about 100,000 years old. The research revealed a similarity between the fossils and the bones of modern rails. An uncommon instance of evolution iteration is shown in the re-emergence of the Aldabra rail. According to research done by Professor David Martill, a paleobiologist at the University of Portsmouth, and Dr. Julian Hume, an avian paleontologist at the Natural History Museum, the phenomena is specific to the Aldabra rail and has not been detected in other bird species. This data raises the probability of a further repetition. Number 3. Elephant shrew of Somalia. Thanks to peanut butter and Marmite, a long-lost elephant shrew was discovered after 50 years. ITV News. The Somali elephant shrew, Elephantilus revoili, often known as Senjus, was last observed scientifically in the 1970s. The Somali Sengi is an unusual hybrid of animals. Its legs are slim and gazelle-like, allowing it to dash across rocks at a high rate of speed despite having a body that is comparable in size and shape to a mouse. It also possesses a nose that resembles an elephant's trunk, which it uses to suck up ants. The closest surviving relatives of the Somali Sengi include aardvarks, elephants, and manatees. The last scientific record of it dates back to the 1970s, although the locals never believed it to be extinct. The once lost species was rediscovered in 2019 as a result of an expedition to the Horn of Africa that included Stephen Heritage, a research scientist at the Duke University Lima Center, his colleague Galen Rathbun, a vertebrate behavioral ecologist from the California Academy of Sciences, and local scientists Jama Awale and Hussein Rayale from Djibouti. In 12 different places, the researchers placed more than 1,000 traps with bait made of a combination of peanut butter, oatmeal, and yeast. On their 2-week journey, they were able to see 12 Senjus and capture live scientific data. Number 2. Salamander climbing Jackson. Before Tomás Ramos Leon, a park ranger at a recently established amphibian reserve in the Cuchumatanes mountain range, spotted the salamander, the Jackson's climbing salamander Bolitoglossa jacksoni, thought to be extinct and first discovered in 1975 by Jeremy Jackson. The salamander is also known as the Golden Wonder due to its brilliant yellow color. Carlos Vasquez, the curator of herpetology at the University of San Carlos in Guatemala, later confirmed, based on the photographs, that the encounter was a Jackson's climbing salamander. This happened following an informational campaign by the FUNDAECO Foundation for Eco-Development and Conservation to aid park rangers in recognizing these secretive creatures. The reserve was expanded when Jackson's climbing salamander was found there. The long-limbed salamander and the fincature black salamander, both of which were rediscovered in 2014, are also present in the park. Despite being discovered for the first time in 42 years, the Jackson's climbing salamander is still in grave danger. Number 1. Sabruing, Santa Marta. The Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta in northern Colombia is home to the emerald green Santa Marta sabruing Campylopterus phainopus. In 2010, seasoned birdwatcher Jurgen Vega unintentionally came across a male Santa Marta saber-tooth hummingbird in the mountains. Since 1946, there have only been 2 confirmed sightings of this severely endangered hummingbird, and it was long believed that the species had vanished from scientific knowledge. The Santa Marta brewery is a subject on which little is known. It is believed to be migratory and inhabits humid tropical forests. During the rainy season, they consume flowering plants for food. The Santa Marta sabruing was found in an unprotected forest in the Santa Marta highlands, where just 15% of the original woodlands are still present.